the last time that we had states who were removing presidential candidate from the ballot?
Abraham Lincoln.
Thank you. What did that result in?
Civil War.
Civil War. This is not a joke anymore. We cannot take things like this lightly because we have specific examples in the history of our nation that we can look at, and then we can watch the result of that. We can look at that in history. And let me tell you right now, man, you don't want that, man.
Hey, Shalom. I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutation, and blessings to the elect who firmly believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Now I'm going to entitle this video Election Year Potential Purge, right? Election year potential purge. And as the devil was pretty much saying, you know, the last time, you know, they removed a presidential candidate, you know, was Abraham Lincoln, you know, and that resorted to, you know, a civil war, you know, the civil war that happened at that particular time. And like the script, like the saying goes, he that know not his history is doomed to repeat it, right? And what are they currently doing when it comes to Donald Trump? You know, they're actually looking to prevent him from actually running for presidency, you know, because the American citizens are fed up with Joe Biden. They realize he's incapable of running the country. Hell, he's incapable of even fulfilling a speech, you know, or even walking in the right direction at the end of his speech. How much more running the country? So, you know, a lot of people want Donald Trump back in office, but the powers that be are attempting to prevent him from, you know, running for presidency because they know he's going to win, right? If he runs. But of course we know. But then at that point, it's going to look like the jig is up, right? Because here it is. We know that presidents are selected. They're not elected, right? Presidents are not elected. They are selected. You know, and the illusion of voting, you know, the government will be found out that they cheated, you know, to keep Joe Biden back in office. In which they should already know, you know, when it happened with the same situation happened with Al Gore, I believe in George Bush. It recently happened with Joe Biden and Donald Trump, you know, so it's just their MO. But people have the illusion as if their vote actually matters. But like he said, you know, the purge, man, you know, it could potentially happen. You know, fourth quarter this year, strange things happen in the fourth quarter, you know, and it's no coincidence. You know, I believe a brother had posted, you know, they put those movies up on Netflix, you know, The Purge, the election year, you know. So, it's something that can happen, you know, it's something that can happen, you know, and when all that type of catastrophe happens, when people are voicing their opinions, they can just shut down the grid. You know, they could just shut down the grid and cut all forms of communication and silence the people to control the narrative. We shall see. But let's get into the prophecies. Right? Matter of fact, let me start at 2nd Ezra chapter 15. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. You know, that's why we teach out of the Holy Scriptures. That's why we teach out of the Bible, because, you know, we have the history, we have the mystery, and we have the prophecy, right? We have it all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And we teach it. And we know the Bible to be true because of the prophecies that's written, right? Yes, it's coded, but it takes a spiritual understanding to decode the Holy Scriptures. It says, verse 3, Fear not the imagination against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. That's right, because you got scoffers and scorners coming up against us. You got the government that's going to come up against us. You got the elites that's coming up against us. But we don't fear what they can do unto us because we know the agenda of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, that's what's going to remain sure, right? And that's the power that we're actually serving. So we're actually in a better case than the masses of the people. Because of the masses of the people, they don't have the faith. They don't know what's actually coming. You know? And they might have an idea of what's actually coming, but they don't know what's actually written in the scriptures. And there's a way to hide yourself from the coming destruction. And that's being of the hopeful elect. And you got to be an Israelite, you know, in order to receive that grace. It says, verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And Lord willing, this is the year, you know, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, you know, because Jake is too comfortable. You know, Jake is still trying to come up in the society. Jake is still focused on shit that don't matter. You know, so the Lord gotta get these individuals to tighten up, man. You know, the Lord gotta get these individuals to tighten up. It says, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hopeful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things, in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. That's right, they wickedly exercise themselves in Christianity, they wickedly exercise themselves in Catholicism, Islam, you know, being a nigga, being a 2/3, you know. So the time has come, you know, to where Heavenly Father is going to move on these individuals, right? Because the Lord is no longer holding his tongue as touching their wickedness. You know, all the bullshit and the evils in which our people do, the Lord is tired of it. You know, and he's going to showcase it when he pulls up off of these corners, when he flips that switch to where we can't even put up videos no more, that we approaching that time. Verse 9, and therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. That's right, because, hey, man, the Israelites been put to death since we've been in captivity, man. Since we got put back in captivity, man. You know, this devil, this Edomite, been having his way with us. You know, so we're approaching the year of vengeance. You know, to where Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to receive that vengeance. Let's jump to verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another people, and swords in their hands. That's a civil war. You know, the narrative now is being domestic terrorism. You know, so even the elites of the Edomites, you know, they attempting to set the stage, right? It says, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not record their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? There's going to be an uprising. You know, there's going to come a time. So, like he said, excluding Donald Trump out of the presidential race, you know, that's going to cause a sedition amongst men. You know, that's going to cause a sedition amongst men, which is going to allude to a civil war. So this is all what prophecy being fulfilled, man. The Lord is the ultimate chess player. He's moving the pieces. If you can't see it, then it's just not meant for you to see it, man. You know, the scriptures speak upon a time and season for every purpose under the heaven. Let me grab that real quick. You know, people ain't got a clue. You got people still trying to make New Year's resolutions. Like they going to come up on 1 million or 1 billion or 1 trillion. Right? Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. We're in a time now to where the Lord's breaking this devil kingdom down. Right? A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. We're in a time of mourning, if you haven't noticed. You know? The so-called holidays ain't been the same since a child. The music ain't been the same. The clubs aren't even the same. You know, people ain't even dancing in the clubs no more. Right? It says a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rend and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. You know? So what? We in that time of what? War. A civil war. You know? Class wars. Race wars. You know? There's going to be all type of fires out here. Like the Lord said, what will allow if it be already kindled? You know? Great destruction is coming here to Babylon the Great, also known as America, because America has to receive his fate. America has to receive his judgment. The virgin daughter of Babylon has to get his cherry pop. And the only thing that can bring peace is war. So these things have to happen. In order for us to receive the kingdom, this war has to happen. First the Civil War, and then a world war. You know? It says, read, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. That's right. The elites are going to be able to do what they want to do. They're going to be able to fulfill their will to a certain extent. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's what we call martial law. That's also on the menu. That's also on the menu of prophecy, martial law. You know? State of emergency. Like I said, and I'm going to keep saying, I don't even think there's going to be an election. They might declare war. They might declare a state of emergency because of another pandemic. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and the men shall be afraid. It's going to be a lot of B&Es out here, a lot of breaking and enterings. It's going to be a lot of that happening. It's going to be a whole lot of that happening. And guess what? The only people who's going to be safe is the elect. Women is going to be getting raped. Men is going to be getting raped. Children are going to be getting kidnapped and raped. It's going to be complete anarchy out here. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. They showed you that in that movie, Leave the World Behind. You know, your neighbor who you comfy and cozy with, you going to turn your back on them. Like the scriptures say, for the love of many shall wax cold. But a Christian, the average 2/3, they don't want to hear this because they have big plans in America. You know what I'm saying? Like they call us the prophets of doom. Doom and gloom. That's what's coming. But it's the sunshine to us. You know? What they call bad news is good news to us. That's why it's called the gospel. It's good news to us because we know what's coming after. The kingdom. Peace. Tranquility. Spiritual powers. Brotherhood. Unity with Yahweh Yahweh Shah. Women in order. The enjoyment of children. That's what we got to look forward to. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. That's what's coming. That is what's coming, and these people still don't see it. We out there teaching week in and week out, and they still don't see it. That's how we know this is a marvelous work. How the Lord got them blinded. Let's get that, man. The Lord got you blinded, man. That's why we can't get mad, even though we want to get mad sometimes. And sometimes we want certain people to just get it and understand. We can't be mad because you can't wake up somebody who the Heavenly Father has blinded. You just can't. It's impossible. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Right? Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. The Lord don't want individuals to get it, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua want individuals blinded for a reason. What's that reason? Verse 11. Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. So these people going to be blinded till they get destroyed by the missiles. That's how long they're going to be blinded, man. Until the nukes come. They're going to be blinded in martial law. They're going to be blinded during the famine. They're going to be blinded in the concentration camp. They ain't going to know who to call on. They're going to try to think of the name because they heard the brother say it so often, but the Lord ain't going to hear them. This is what's coming. It's really here because the word is out. We just waiting for it to manifest. Habakkuk 2:1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon a tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. The prophecy, the word is speaking. It's speaking by way of the what? Laws being passed, current events coming to pass. You know, we got a handful of prophecies left. The mark of the beast, martial law, famine, nuclear World War III, nuclear missiles, and the chariot, salvation. Handful of prophecies. It says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. That's right. We're approaching a time to where, hey man, I remember when I first came in about going on 11 years ago, and prophecies was coming to pass, right? Things was happening in the news. I'm like, oh man, I came in the truth at the perfect time. It's about to go down. I'm excited. It is 11 years later. You know what I'm saying? But though it tarry, wait for it. How much more the apostles? They felt like it was going to go down in 2001 with the Twin Towers. Though it tarry, wait for it. Because it will surely come, it will not tarry. We're approaching that time to where it's not going to tarry. We ain't going to have to sit there and wait. Everything is going to flow like a domino effect, man. Once Jacob's trouble sets off, everything is a domino effect. You know what I mean? And we going to be ecstatic to see this place go because we're not invested into it. Micah 2:10. We took heed to the word, man. The Lord prepared us. Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. That's right. We arose and departed spiritually and mentally from this place. We're not invested into this place. So when this place goes up in smoke, we're not going to be crying alongside these other nations. We're not. If we cry, it's going to be from tears of joy, seeing the destruction of this place, knowing what awaits us. 2/3 can't say that. Edomites can't say that. The other nations can't say that. Why? Because they wasn't serving the Lord. They wasn't putting it down for Yahweh Shem Yahushua, for him to beam them up. You know? So, hey, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. You know, I came across that clip, you know, on the gram. And, you know, the scriptures came to mind. So I'm like, let me push out this lesson. You know, so Lord willing, this is the year, man. You know, Lord willing, this is the year these prophecies get the rolling at a more rapid rate. You know, so Lord willing, I've been edifying. And I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutation, and blessings to the elect. Shalom.